So today, basically, what we are going to do is, I'm going to share different methods in which I try to get to the bottom of the problem. Okay, so there are actually I'd say two, but there are three medical cases and one Vastu related case. Vastu related case in the sense of where people normally come. No, Abhi, somebody had come to me saying that these are the three flats. Which one should I buy? Okay, so I have a very simple method which I use. So let's start with the medical case. You can see this case in front of you. It is shared, right?
Yeah.
So basically, this medical case which is there, I have written here at the bottom left. Just 1 minute. Is the highlight being seen? Can you see this arrow? Manasi, this way. You can just do this. Just do this. Huh? Okay, ठीक है. So this is the medical case. This lady from 2017 July was having anxiety attacks. Okay, anxiety and whatever you want to call it. Now, how do we analyze this? So, as far as possible, don't see this what I've written over here. But you have got a hint where I've highlighted. So now tell me, how will you go about it? You don't need to get the exact analysis, but tell me, how will you go about it? Swati, can you first?
I think it's anxiety, so I probably moon is the factor.
Correct, correct. So if moon is a factor, which are the rashis and which are the houses and which are the planets that you will think of? Mahesh, you can also tell. Which are the, moon is one planet you said.
Hmm.
Is there any other house, any other planet, any other this thing that you will look at?
I think Rahu, probably.
Okay,
12th house,
12th house. Okay,
subconscious,
okay,
debilitation of moon, Scorpio.
correct. So now basically, if we are looking at a brain level thing, a head ka issue, correct? Now, head issue basically, Soch is what? Soch is sixth house, right? Natural sixth house. Soch is natural sixth house, fifth house.
Fifth.
Soch is natural fifth house. Okay. In this case, fifth house is ruled by what? Mercury.
Moon.
Moon. This is the ascendant. This is the fifth house. Mercury. Na? So basically, what Swati caught was correct. If it's an emotional turbulence, it has something to do with moon. Okay. Do you know the basic principle of Sade Sati? Sade Sati is basically where the natal moon के ऊपर से the Saturn comes, transiting Saturn comes. And the Lal Kitab principle basically is that moon is considered as milk and Saturn is considered as acid. So when acid comes on top of milk, milk फट जाता है. Milk is the emotional content, so emotional problems हो जाते हैं. That is the basic thing. So when you talk of emotional turbulence, first thing which should come up is moon and Saturn. Are they in some way connected? They may be connected in the natal chart, but it has to show in the transiting chart. Now if you see, this lady's moon is over here. Okay, it is here. Moon is in the nakshatra of Mercury. Another principle is moon is basically emotional content of the mind and Mercury is the intellectual content of the mind. So when moon and Mercury come together, it is basically a conflict between emotional and intelligent of the mind. Correct? So here in the natal chart itself, over here we can see that moon is in the nakshatra of Mercury. So it is like saying emotions are getting covered by intellect or there is a conflict over there. Now, this moon basically, if you see, is in trine. Sorry, is not in trine. Is basically is getting hit by this Saturn by the eighth aspect. There is something which I use, which is not the thing. I feel that every planet has all the 11 aspects. So basically, moon is eighth from the Saturn. So it's a shadashtak between them. You understand? There is no, as per Parashari, there is no eighth aspect of Saturn. As per Jaimini, it is there. but Gemini aspects we are not considering just now. Basically, if you see Saturn and Moon are in Shadashtak. You understand Shadashtak 6-8, correct? So that is one. Okay, now go on. Tell me more points. Why would this person have emotional problem? Sankalp, you're saying something?
Actually, eighth lord also is making because Jupiter is there, so
Correct. Eighth lord is here. Any other lords are there?
The fifth lord of thought process and the 12th lord of subconscious, Mars.
Uh, Basically, the moon which we are looking at over here is firstly in the Mercury ka thing. It is seated with the 8th lord, it is seated with the 6th lord, it is seated with the 12th lord. Plus it is in a debilitated state. Plus it is in the natural 8th Rashi. What does it tell you about moon at the first glance only? That it will be in a bad state. Now you immediately must go back and find out what is the transit in August of 2017. When you find that out, what is the Mahadasha going on? Moon. So that that is the second assurance that something related to moon is happening, correct? And if something related to moon is happening, is moon in a good state or in a bad state? So it is very clear that it is in a poor state, correct? Are you understanding, all of you? And you're not understanding so far? So most of you have come in late. What I was trying to tell you is I'm sharing with you couple of methods which are used to analyze. This is one method. There's a second case of medical which I have approached in a different way. So understand the methodology. I don't want you to understand the analysis. This analysis, once you read it also you'll understand. Understand the thought process, because there are very different techniques which come up. One more thing I wanted to share with you all is, if you follow one paddhati, it may or may not work for you. What I've learned from my experience is that you study 4 or 5 or 6 paddhatis, one of them will start working for you correctly. What works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. Okay. So here what has happened is, in my case something different happens. In different cases different methodologies work. I don't know how or why. I'm not so deep in astrology for me to analyze that, but it happens. So I'm teaching you this method here. I'm sharing the second method and third method. So here what we understood was, since this person has got anxiety attacks, we immediately, like Swati said, we catch moon, because moon is the emotional content. When we talk of moon, which are the things which will give moon turbulence? One is Rahu and one is Saturn. Barabar? See, little principles here or there I take. So Lal Kitab principle is, like I told you, milk is moon. Rahu is considered as dhua, fog, pradushit air basically, and Saturn is considered as acid. Okay, so when moon ke upar either fog comes on, mein pradushit hawa comes on, or this thing comes, acid comes on, moon will get turbulent and phat jayega. So basically we have understood, and moon is in a bad state. Have you understood? So we have identified that in this thing she should have had a problem. Now the remedy. First of all, I don't know whether I discussed the directions. There are different ways of doing directions. I follow one which is based on the tattva of the Rashis. If this is not, I am writing this basically so that you understand the sequence. North, south, east, west, correct? Now, this always relates to east. Always remember this. If you understand this, because Neto, you don't need to by heart it. I am teaching the technique. Now just go from here anti-clockwise. Okay, so this comes what? South. This comes what? West. This comes what? North. This is the end of first sequence, the first Vimshatri Dasha also. Again here this will be east, this will be south, this will be west, this will be north. Again this will be east, this will be south, this will be west, this will be north. So you don't need to by heart it. As long as you know where that thing starts, okay? You know the east, south, west, north from there. This is one easy way of remembering it, and this is what I follow. There are various methodologies, but I follow this simple thing. So basically what does this fellow come to? If this is the starting of it, this is the starting of it. This is east, south, west, north, correct? So in the north, I asked her whether there is any water or water body which has got pradushit. Sorry, I forgot to show you one thing. One minute, let me undo all this. This is the transit chart of August 2017. Can you see Saturn, transiting Saturn is in which nakshatra? Mercury. Moon is in which nakshatra? Mercury. So are they plumb on top of each other? They're plumb on top of each other. So basically this transiting Saturn is hitting this fellow head on. So here I've written over here this point, later you read it in this, maybe it's not clear. Ki transiting Saturn in the nakshatra of Mercury is hitting debilitated moon in the nakshatra of Mercury, a similar situation like Sadesati. So Sadesati, if you use the moon and Saturn properly, it will give you fantastic. Like I am in the peak of Sadesati, but I am using moon basically as education and Saturn something ancient. So ancient form of education, which is what is it called? Astrology. My moon is here just now. My natal moon is here and the transiting Saturn is on top of that, if you remember. Okay, and my natal Rahu is here. So basically Rahu's third aspect and Saturn's third aspect, because Rahu goes anti-clockwise, both are connected, and Rahu, and this happens to be my 8th house. Rahu of astrology and 8th house of astrology both are connected. So it actually, Sadesati is giving me good results. Okay, but if you are incapable of doing that, then what it will give you is Saturn as acid and Moon as emotional state. Again, Mercury in an intellect state, it will give conflict of mental this thing, which is anxiety and problems. Now now tell me what comes to your mind, and that if you understand that, you will understand remedy properly. If my voice is low, somebody tell me, because I cannot, sometimes it goes low. No, it's okay. Now don't look at the chart, just tell me one simple thing. If a person is there surrounded by 3 bad people, what will you do? There are 2 options. One is hit all the 3 Gabbar Singhs, or second is remove that fellow from there. Which is the easier one out? The second one, correct? So basically here we have got the 12th Lord Mars, we've got a 6th Lord Venus, and we've got the 8th Lord Jupiter. These are all, at least Mars and Jupiter are pretty big planets. Venus is also a big planet. So instead of trying to hit these 3, is it simpler to remove this guy out? Okay. Now, where are the 2 positions where Moon can be good? One is here where it is exalted, and one is here where it is a Swarashi. I would prefer to put him in the exalted, but why will I not put him in the exalted? Can you tell me?
Sun is there.
Where is Sun? Who said? Sun kidhar hai? Here, why will I? Idhar kyun nahi
सब
rakha?
कैंसर में
7th aspect.
Correct. So all these guys will still hit it with the 7th aspect. So which is the other one? This one over here. Is anything hitting it? No. Okay. You look at this Sun is aspecting it, but that is okay. Sun is not an enemy of Moon, and Sun is new beginning. So basically, if you move it here, so basically what I have written here is, I normally put a flower to show the remedy. Okay. So I moved the Moon here. So I told you here, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, correct? So here I've moved this. This is one thing. So basically over here, put a white dot. Correct? Second thing is, in Vastu, you have to understand in this zone. So this was what? This was east, this was south, this was north. So I asked her, is there any water body over there? She said, no, there is no water body. There is no. I said, is there any kichad over there? She said, no kichad. I said, is there any tank over there? She said, no tank. Then she said that there is a flushing tank over there. Now, flushing tank is not pradushit water. It is clean water. No, maybe we will not drink it, but it is not contaminated water. Nahi hai. So I said, okay. I said, there would be a possibility, but nahi hai to kuch nahi kar sakte. Then after half an hour, she calls up and says, by mistake I said flushing tank. It is the septic tank. You understand the difference between septic tank? Septic tank is the where the flush karte wo jo jata hai udhar. That is the septic tank. So that is water with all the toilet over there. You know, the flush kiya hua, all the things over there. So that is the problem. So this basically is the problem now. There is nothing that you can do about it because you cannot sort of remove the septic tank from there. That will be a very major thing. So I have only told her that keep a lookout on that thing and have it cleaned more often. I said, how often do you clean it? She says, we get it cleaned once a year. I said, maybe since your moon dasha is on, have it cleaned couple of months may, maybe 3-4 months may do something like that because there is no other way. Now after doing this remedy of this dot ka thing, she has sent me a WhatsApp which I have cut pasted here. I'll read it out, though it's in Marathi difficult. Sir, 2 दिवसापासून माझ्या पोटात वाटणारी भीती 70 to 75% कमी झाली. Great. म्हणजे what she's trying to say, within 2 days that stomach में मेरा जो anxiety होता था, that fear, वो 75% कम हो गया. So this is one technique which I wanted to share. Now I'll share the next. This thing, anything you want to ask, I'll go to the next one. Otherwise.
Yeah, Dada, sorry, can you remind me why you said the fourth in that ring finger top again?
Because the Rashi numbers, if you understand it, you will understand where is fourth coming here. No?
Got it. Yeah. Got it.
I am moving moon to the fourth Rashi. Now here you have to understand houses don't come into play over here. Rashi will come into play. So fourth Rashi is what? These are the Rashis, 12 Rashis on your hand. So 1, 2, 3. This comes 10, 11, 12. So don't go in that sequence. 1, 2, 3. Then so basically this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So fourth is where this ring finger top flange.
Moon is the fourth Rashi, so we move it there.
Moon is not the fourth Rashi. Yeah. I am putting moon over there so that moon is in the Swa Rashi. It becomes strong.
Yeah.
I'll explain again.
Got it. Yeah, got it.
Now I'll show another one. Okay. Can you see this next chart? Can you see the next chart? Okay. Now here, this is my chart only. Okay. And since around a month roughly little over a month actually, again I got the wrong finger. This finger here at the base was hurting. My first finger at the base was hurting very bad. I couldn't bend it also properly. And some, joints in the fingers were also hurting. So I was a little worried whether it's like arthritis or something like that, because that is normally the thing. So first 5, 6, 7 days or almost 10 days I didn't bother about it. Then I realized that I know how to do remedy. I had forgotten that I'm into astrology. So खुद का कभी देखता नहीं. So anyway, I opened my chart. And now this is the second method which I use, which I'm showing over here. Okay. Now, iska first basic principle is based on what I use is based on KP astrology principle, where it is any planet that you're talking about does the job based on the nakshatra lord, and the effect is given by the sublord. Now, just now we are not looking at the sublord. We want to concentrate on this, that every planet gives the effect of the nakshatra lord. It is influenced by the nakshatra lord, but you have to remember that its main character doesn't change. Like Saturn doesn't become Jupiter. Saturn will remain Saturn only, but if it's in the nakshatra of Jupiter, it will give the results of Jupiter. Okay. So now, what I want you to understand is, since it is a rogue prashna, okay, and fortunately at this point it is in that rogue level only, not something more serious. Which house will you catch?
6.
6th house. So this is my ascendant, what you can see. This is my 6th house. 6th lord is who? Saturn. So I identify Saturn. Saturn is in, so basically planet we have identified is Saturn. Nakshatra lord is what? It is in Uttar Bhadrapad. So it is Saturn. So the nakshatra lord also happens to be Saturn. Now I was thinking that day whether it's a good thing to have both same or go different. I'm still deliberating on that. But anyways, so basically I have to concentrate on Saturn only. That is the good thing. I don't have to concentrate on two things. Correct? Now
Saturn is also joints.
Saturn is joints, Saturn is bones, Saturn is numb pain. I don't know whether you've written in that. Mars is a sharp pain and Moon is Saturn is a numb pain. Okay, and Saturn is something which is slow, so it's a prolonged pain. So so even if I do this, अभी भी थोड़ा दुखता है, but earlier I could not do this only. Imagine I would not. If we get up अपन ऐसे करके उठते हैं many times, no, it would hurt. Anyways, so now what you have to see over here is Saturn is going to cause some sixth house related issues. That is point one. Now here somewhere I've written, it is not seen here, but anyway, just now my Ketu mein Saturn dasha is on. Ketu mein Saturn dasha is on. So if Saturn is placed here, okay, just by trine, if you see, it is going to hit this house somewhere. In trine, I normally first see the trine before I see the aspects. I see the trine because I feel that has got more value. But anyways, now who is my ascendant? Mercury. Transiting Mercury कहाँ है अभी? यहाँ है. Transiting Mercury कौन से नक्षत्र में बैठ रहा है? Saturn. It's in Anuradha just. 1st of November it got into Anuradha. 4th of January it is moving out of Anuradha. Where is it moving in? 3. 3 is what? Fingers. Mercury also represents fingers. This is one way which it was showing, and just now, if you can see my hand, it is, I would say I'm 80% okay now. Okay. So I have not done anything. I have not put a dot also over here. So I am just trying to see by 4th of January it should all go away. Correct. So what I have realized over here is, I don't know whether it's a coincidence or whether it has got some deeper meaning to it. When you analyze as an astrologer and you find out the cause of the problem, whether it's for yourself or it is for somebody else, the healing automatically starts because you understand this is the problem and you accept it. If you can accept a problem, that is 50% of the battle is won over there only. If there is a problem and you keep cribbing over it, kata karke, the problem only actually escalates. It's like saying you have got a wooden log and there is a hole in it. And you keep like a woodpecker hitting on it, there is a hole, there is a hole, there is a hole. What will happen? That will make 20 holes over there. If you just leave it over and accept there is a hole, that hole will only one hole will remain, not 20 holes. So that is what suddenly came to my mind. That's what I'm sharing with you. That this I've experienced across many things. That when you or your person whom you are analyzing for accepts the issue, you are safe. Huh? Anything else you want to know on this? Otherwise, I'll go to the next case.
That dasha will end on 4th January, no, sir?
Dasha nahi. The Mercury will go out of Saturn. It will go to Jyeshta Nakshatra.
Okay.
Just
Got
now, it is in Saturn, 4th pada. Sorry, Anuradha 4th pada. So if you have, that's why I keep saying that nakshatra sequence is very important. So here if you see Vishaka ka 3 of Vishaka and 1 of Vishaka is here. Then there are 4 of Anuradha and then there are 4 of Jyeshta. So just now it is here somewhere and it is going out like that, Mercury. So from here to here it is going to go over in 24th. So that Saturn ka hit will go away. Understood? Okay, now I will share with you. We are in time, so I can show all 4, I think. Okay, can you see this case? Now I want you to analyze this case. I'll give you the background of this. This is a young girl around, must be like 23, 24 or something like that. And she has a boyfriend. Now that boyfriend is, with her parents are typical parents who are not accepting the boy. Though he is a good boy that way, whatever it is. And she is एकदम paranoid on him. Okay. So she has got into all that. Depression is not the word. Depression is one byproduct of it. But वो क्या चिड़ करते, झगड़ा करते. I don't know how stupid young girls sometimes behave. Like that she is behaving. The mother के झगड़ा, then she ran out of the house and then she went somewhere. Then some things and all nonsense like that. So now tell me why? Why is this happening? Why do you think this is happening? Everything is marked. If you want me to tell you, this is the ascendant. The Mahadasha of Venus is on. Antardasha of Mercury is on. Tell me.
So shall we take seventh house, and because of the opposite person, then there is something. Venus is also there. Like no, Mars we will have to consider
Why Mars?
because Mars is the opposite, na?
Mars is the opposite of what?
See, she is a girl, so she is Venus. So Mars is going to be the opposite partner, no?
Opposite person you can take over here, but opposite person का क्या लेना देना? मैं opposite person is also the 12th lord and उसका Mahadasha is on, that I can understand because this is also ruled by Venus.
And again the moon.
Moon is here.
So will we take moon as well?
So then you are saying that Venus is hitting at moon.
Matlab, see, Venus is going to be, we have to take seventh house and Venus as the main this thing.
You are right, but you are not giving the correct analysis, or you are not placing it correctly. You have caught the planet correctly. I'll give you a hint. Normally, whenever a situation comes up, no, I normally catch first the 6, 8, 12 lord. That's why if you see everywhere in my chart, I would have marked this thing. So this is the 6th lord, this is the 12th and 7th lord, and this is the 8th and 11th lord. When you see 8 and 11, now here that Ichha Purti lo or nahi lo is another thing, but 11th is 6th from 6th, which is dispute. Even if you take Ichha Purti and 8th, म्हणजे क्या obstacles in Ichha Purti, and 11th being 6th from 6th, it is again dispute. So dispute related to Ichha Purti में obstacles, ऐसा भी पकड़ो. Now if you take 12 and 7, what is 12? 12 is detached or cut off or isolation. 7th is what? Opposite person. And ये जो basically Mars which is there is what? It is the ascendant lord. Now tell me, are these in any way hitting the ascendant or ascendant lord or moon? Because these are the things which will cause the issue. Out of these three, two are already on. Venus, which is the 12th lord, is on, and Mercury, which is the 8th lord, is on. Now tell me. Now Rashmi, you only tell. How are these hitting moon? All three are hitting, not all three are hitting moon, but all three are hitting this thing.
So what you said कि 11th house और वो सब वो I have not thought, but that is going to be the most important thing. इच्छा पूर्ति वाला. इसका fourth aspect is there.
Hitting moon, tell me.
Mercury is in Nakshatra of Moon.
Correct. And also, that is one way it is hitting moon. Any other way it is hitting moon?
Ninth aspect.
Huh? Ninth aspect? Yeah, ninth aspect is what? Trine, no?
Trine aspect, yeah.
Then? How is Venus hitting this? Is Venus hitting moon?
7th.
Correct.
7th aspect.
Moon is hitting by the 7th aspect. Is Mercury hitting moon? Is Mars hitting moon? Mars, I've forgotten to write there, but Mars is in Revati. Mars is in Mercury Nakshatra.
Mars का fourth aspect.
Fourth aspect.
See, Mars का सिर्फ fourth and eighth ही aspect होता है.
So fourth aspect में किसको मारा उसने? Mars is in Mercury. I've given you the hint. Mars is in Mercury.
Mars is in Mercury and Mercury is in Moon. That way, or maybe the first chat you have said 6-8. I can take the shadows.
Sir, Mercury Antardasha.
Correct. Mercury Antardasha is on. So basically, in a way, it's an indirect hit. It's like a chess carom ka game, that it is hitting Mercury, and Mercury is hitting Moon.
And Mercury's communications as well. Maybe the communication is regarding this is causing this. Intellect and communication. So if the communications are proper.
But one thing you are forgetting, is Mars hitting the ascendant or connected to the ascendant?
Yeah, trine.
Correct? In trine. So it is this thing. And
It's
is
the
Lord
Lord
also.
also.
Mars itself is the ascendant lord, come sixth lord. You understand? So basically, these are the factors which are hitting it. So basically, अभी which is the सबसे जास्ती मार कौन खा रहा है? In this, which is the let's keep a simple term. We'll keep a victim and we'll keep, if it's 1% it will be Gabbar Singh, or if there are 10 also there will be 10 Gabbar Singh. So इसमें which is the victim and which are the Gabbar Singhs तो मालूम पड़ गए 6 8 12 lord. Which is the victim here now?
Venus, no?
Venus. Why Venus? Venus is the opposite fellow. Opposite fellow is not a victim. We are talking about this girl who has gone mad, no? So who is the victim? Victim and which are the planets in this? Which is the victim which we have to rectify? अब भी किसके ऊपर मार निकाला आपने?
Basically, moon.
Moon, correct. Now moon, again here I have forgotten to write over here, but moon if you see here is in Magha nakshatra में Ketu. What do you हाँ स्वाति what?
मैं आउट हो गई थी सर, मैं रिजॉइन कर रही थी अभी,
हाँ okay.
आई मिस्ड.
So basically moon in Ketu, what does that tell you also? What is moon and what is Ketu? Simple, 1 + 1 = 2 karo. Moon is emotion, Ketu is what? Cut, detachment. So basically
Detachment.
there is some cut or some this thing related to moon. Correct?
Moon is mother as well, so some disconnect with the mother.
Exactly. Now that is what the next thing I was coming to. This girl has a major fight in that family, major fight because of the mother. So this mother Ketu. So these are all the what क्या बोलते हैं अपन symptoms बोलते हैं ना? Symptoms. Now another thing that if you see here, this is the Dagda Rashi. ये कौन सा है? 4th house. Mother. Moon. Mother. Correct? So all these are trying to say that the moon is getting damaged. Moon के वजह से उसका emotional state damage हो गया. Correct? उसका mother के साथ relation खराब हो गया. Now I have not given her a dot का theory or whatever, but now tell me in her house what would have gone bad? I mean, what would you ask? Ki in this direction is something like this there. Can you tell me what?
So this is fifth is dominated by sun. Okay. So anything which is opposite to sun, if it is there, like something dark, something which is opposite to light, will create the trouble. So that has to be removed, and then in a way that this has to be more towards open and light yellow in shade, something like that.
नहीं, you are
ईस्ट डायरेक्शन में,
east. Correct.
ईस्ट डायरेक्शन में.
Direction is there. Correct. Now what Rashmi said is partly correct, but she पूरा नहीं किया. What we have caught moon, right? And we are saying moon is in Ketu. Moon is what? In a house, moon will be what? Water,
Water.
milk,
Sirap.
milk or any flowing liquid. बरोबर? Ketu would be something which is like a pipe. Ketu is a pipe, you know that, no? Because Rahu is the head and Ketu is the body, so it's like a pipe-like thing. So can we say that there is some? Rashmi.
Sir, can we also say that the sun is some higher authority, or sun in a way is father as well? So maybe intervention with the father or some government authority. No.
That's what I'm saying. You have hit the spot, but you are now missing it. Moon is basically water or milk. Simple thing. Ketu is a pipe. So pipe में milk आता है क्या? नहीं. Pipe में पानी आ सकता है. So can we say in the east of our house there would be some sort of a water leakage, because Ketu is also Seelan. Ketu is also dampness or leakage. Moon is water seepage or some pipe which is broken or burst over there. That is how I am trying to differentiate between moon as milk or moon as water, because it is in Ketu. If it was in a Jupiter thing, I would have said maybe brass के vessel में कुछ पानी रखा है या कुछ तपेले में, because Jupiter is big, so in some tapela some milk is kept over there or something like that. But milk रहेगा तो क्या एक दिन ही रहेगा ना? You don't keep milk like that for 6 months.
सर आर्टिफिशियल वाटरफॉल्स भी बनाते हैं ना कई बार, तो पाइप के अंदर पानी बह रहा है.
Correct. So Ketu is this thing also break over there, and moon is also, so some water body which is contaminated over there, or there is some break. So this is one case. Have you understood this? Okay. So till this point we have done medical. It nothing to do with medical. It can be any case. There are 3 ways in which how I analyze is what I've shared with you just now. So you practice over it. One was basically like I told you that you catch the Karak planet, catch the damaging planet, and see the connection. But this is transit, damaging planet in transit, and see the hit and understand that. Second one is catch the 6th lord and 6th or 8th lord and the nakshatra lord, and see if the ascendant lord is transiting through that nakshatra. That was the second one, if you remember. And third one over here is basically that in that zone, if there is anything which is getting hit by multiple negative factors, that is there. Okay. Now I will show you one last case. We are quite fast this time. Okay, so this is these two had come to me saying that we have got an option between these 3 residences. Can you see the 3? Is it moving? Moving, no? This, when I move this, it's moving, right? So these are the 3 different flats which they had identified, and they had said that as per Vastu, can you tell me whether it is good or bad? Vastu, and obviously I use Jamakul also. Now I don't know anything about Vastu. I just know 4 or 5 main points about Vastu. But the way I analyze it from my way is very simple. I identify the 6, 8, 12 zones. I identify that and find out whether 6, 8, 12 are actually bad for them or not. Because upon 12 bolte to we say 12 is bad only. But if this guy is either working in a foreign company or is working in a foreign country or is settled abroad and just using this as a holiday home or whatever it is, then it is not bad for him, which you realize here in the 6th thing. So here how I done it was, just now we just discussed this, though I had done both the husband and wife thing, but just now for the sake of discussion we just see this. Now if you see this, what had I told you? This was east, south, west, north. Barabar? So again this becomes east, this becomes west. So if I just remove all this, I have already written it over here. 8th house uska aata hai in the east, 12th house also comes in the east, and 6th house comes in the west. So majority किस में आया negative आया east में, because the 8th house is also there, 12th house is also there. Now what I've done is I've made this, what they call it Shakti Chakra, I don't know what, I've just made it like a transparent disc and I put it on top. Normally what they do is they print it on a tracing paper and they put it. I think that is what they do. I do it in Photoshop, so I've made this myself. So here I've done, and always remember when you talk of north, south, east, west, this is the north, south, east, west. This is your north, east, south, east, this thing. So basically from here to here it is 45 degrees, correct? So basically what I consider is around 5 degrees here to here. This entire thing I consider as north. Okay. Then from here to here it will be the northeast if you want. So basically you don't need to be ekdam accurate like that. Thoda jasti hua to bhi chalega, but that is also. So here if you see, from here I've got 10 degrees this side and 10 degrees this side. This is the span which I've taken for east. Okay. Now if you study this little more, Manisha, if you study this little more, where is this zone going through? If you can see here, it is bedroom number 2. Correct? दूसरा उसका है west. West is passing through this place, which is some swimming pool and all that thing. Uska master bedroom is actually this fellow. This ये ऊपर का which I'm marking in X, that is the thing. वहाँ पर north negative आ रहा है. Is north bad for this guy?
Radha, can you use blue or something, please?
Okay.
Thanks.
Oh, 1 minute, I'll make it a little thicker. Hey, this other. Is it better or this is also not so good? 1 minute. This is better, no?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, thanks.
This one, what you see is the master bedroom, correct? Now, master bedroom for him, north, kuch negative nahi, but for this lady, this 6th house is coming as north, if you can see here below. Correct? If you see in her case, south is becoming more predominantly bad for her because 8th and 12th are there. 6th is the only one, like this fellow also 6th house, dono ka 6th house are less bad, so to say. But for her, so this north is also a little less bad, right? Now, if you see over here, this is the 6th house for her. Is 6th bed good for her or bad for her? How will you decide? Will it give her rogue or will it give her some sort of competitive wins and that sort of a thing?
We need to check the status of 6th lord.
Correct. So 6th lord कौन है? Jupiter. Jupiter कहाँ बैठा है? 7th house में बैठा है. Second to itself. 7th is what? Business. Second to itself is what? Income. So if she is in a business,
So can we also take it like this कि यहाँ पर Jupiter है, तो Jupiter is a benefic planet only. तो वो मतलब आप just if you just want to see it like this, तो Jupiter नुकसान नहीं करेगा. Had it been like Saturn, then you have to double check. Is it? Can we
Saturn
take
का third aspect इसके ऊपर है ना? You want to introduce yourself? Saturn third aspect is there. How are you forgetting that?
I'm saying is if the planets are like Saturn or Rahu or
What I'm saying, but Jupiter in her case is the 6th lord, 3rd and 6th lord. 3rd is 8th from 8, 6th is again bad. So in a way, Jupiter is what you're saying. I can understand it. It is a Naisargik Shubha Karak. That's why you're saying that. But finally, in her chart, it is the 6th and 8th lord. This is the ascendant. So if she sleeps in this zone, is it going to give her a benefit or is it going to give her a problem?
Benefit.
Why?
Jupiter is going into the second house from her.
Correct. Because 6th is recovery of money from clients. Iska Lord जाके बैठा in the 7th house of business. If it had gone to the 5th house, it would have been negating it. So it has gone and sat in the 2nd house of business. Correct? And 6th house, which is basically recovery of money, because the Lord is in a positive state. And Iska bhi Lord, dispositor Mars, is in the 11th house of gains. So in that sense, this should not do bad for her. Whether it will do good or what, I don't know, but at least it will not do bad for her. Correct? Fir bhi, if the house is very big, because this is a very big house, so if they can avoid, because this pura thing is this pura thing from here to here is a bedroom. So if the bed is kept somewhere in this zone, very roughly, then she's safe, no? You're out of that zone also. In fact, ये इसके बीच में, between this and this, if you keep the thing, she's not touching the 6th zone also or the 8th zone also. So basically what I'd done was
What about the husbands though, East? 8th.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why I was just concentrating on one fellow only, because if I do both, then it will become a little confusing. You just look at this fellow. Let's do it. Let's make it simple. Just look at the guy. Okay. For him, is east in any way? East is bad for him, but is east in any way hitting him? This is the east thing. This is the east. Is it hitting him in any way? No. So east is not causing a problem. Is north anywhere in his problem? North is not there. So for him, this entire bedroom becomes okay. This is the technique. So now you see the other. So there are lots of permutation combinations that we'll have to think of in the planning this thing. So these were the 3 flats, out of which finally then this was selected. So this you will see in your video. I'll keep it on like this for some time, so you can take a snapshot later if you want. 1 minute. For a minute, I'll just make it full screen. So this later on you study it if you want. But this is basically what I was trying to convey. Okay, so this is basically what I wanted to tell you. What I would like you to do is these 3 techniques which I've shared with you all. It has nothing to do with medical, it can be anything. Try out those techniques on different charts of people whom you know. Either if you are in some sort of issue or somebody else is an issue, just see that. So firstly, like I said, was whether the planet which is getting hit, like in this case it was moon, is the transiting planet in any way hitting it? That was the first technique. Second technique was whether the ascendant lord is passing through a nakshatra which is ruled by the 6, 8, 12th lord, or the nakshatra lord of the 6, 8, 12. This was the second technique. And third technique was whether a planet which is the karak of that issue is getting hit by multiple, either one or multiple negative things. Okay. These 3 things, if you just experiment on different charts, you'll understand. Like what I said right in the beginning, one technique might never work, will never work, I can say. Might never work is I've got experience that one technique doesn't work. That's why you need to use, from some place you need to use Krishnamurti Paddhati, somewhere you have to use Lal Kitab, somewhere you have to use Gemini, somewhere you have to use that. When you merge it, one of the technique will click for that case and then you can proceed over there. This is my experience which I'm sharing. So don't, first of all, be very complacent that, oh, I'm doing Bhrigu Nadi, so I'm safe. Many times it doesn't work. You need to have Lal Kitab over there also to do something, or you may need Parashari over there or whatever. Okay. And when you analyze, use all these techniques as tools. Like I keep saying that you cannot go with a screwdriver to repair a car. Anything else you want to say or ask? So Abhi, from tomorrow I'm out. But Sankar.
Sir, how to know like which planets to place basically in terms of remedy?
Which planets to do the remedy?
Like in that case, there were 4 planets, right? So
4
we
planets.
thought of moon.
4 planets were harming one planet. No?
Okay, okay,
Madasya, that's what I said. No, you have to understand who's the victim.
okay.
Victim most of the time is one. Though I have got cases where there are 2 or 3 victims also. That becomes a little complicated. That later on I'll share those cases. But normally it is one. See, when you talk of emotional turbulence now, it cannot be Jupiter or it cannot be Sun or it will not be Mars. It will most probably be Moon.
Hmm.
And what I do normally, or what I've been doing all along, is whenever a situation comes up, no, I immediately start allocating associating that with some planet or house or Rashi. And when you open the chart, that same damn thing comes up over there. Every time it happens. So when this lady started telling me that she's got anxiety and this and that, the first planet which came to her mind, between planet, Rashi and houses, first thing which came to her mind was Moon. Second thing was first house. Yeah, first lord, ascendant lord. That came to mind. Second thing, the third thing could be 5th house, because 5th house is the house of Soch. But first thing which came up predominantly was moon. And same thing if you see in her case, the transiting Saturn was in Mercury nakshatra, natal moon is also in nakshatra, this thing nakshatra. So that becomes the issue. Okay. Anything else? then we can wrap up. So now next Sunday, I think Manasi, we can do it from your Diktigam. So next Sunday I'll be in Sydney. So from there we'll connect. Same time, 5 minute. No, she knows the time, so it won't make a mistake. So next Sunday 9 o'clock we'll meet. And in the meantime, if you have any this thing, you do that. Meantime, if there are any cases, now actually, frankly speaking, you should start solving cases now. Otherwise, there will be no progress. You know, yeah, there are 2-3 people who are already like Shivaji and Mahesh and all, they are already solving cases. But rest of you, I don't think are solving cases. So, Swati.
So can we take same gender relations?
Same gender relations,
हाँ,
transsexual like that.
आपके पास आया है कभी ऐसा केस?
What are you saying? Same gender?
Same gender means boy involved with
Homosexuality.
boy.
Boy is in love with a boy.
हाँ, gay and lesbian.
Fortunately नहीं आया अब तक.
चित्रांग हंस रहे हैं. Actually, मैं आपसे बाद में बात करती हूँ या तो.
तेरा कुछ ऐसा नहीं है ना कुछ.
नहीं. Actually, I got a case, and because of that reason, I was last time connecting you. I had a doubt over that person.
Okay. So नहीं, but चलो let's just for 2 minutes just discuss that thing. Suppose such a case comes, what comes to your mind immediately? Which
Mainly
house?
Mercury.
Mercury is one because that is the thought process.
And it is also two ways, like it has both
Correct.
aspects to it, duality to it.
खड़ा अंडा किधर भी गिरे. What else comes to you? What is something which is unnatural? Which is the
Rahu.
planet? Rahu. So Rahu is something which is unnatural or against nature or unconventional. So Rahu, 5th house for Soch, 1st house for this thing. Just check his chart
And
how Rahu.
and 8th house. Also 8th house, no sir?
So
Eighth house.
sixth house as well, because it is 12 to the marriage.
नहीं, नहीं.
No.
Rahu connected to 7th house will also show something abnormality in marriage also. That like that you can consider. But then Rahu in so many cases we see Rahu in the 7th house. But it is basically, it need not be this thing, क्या बोलते हैं, abnormality. It can be some disturbance in the marriage भी हो सकता है. But here, since this case is there, like that. And normally when I take up the D1 chart over here now, and it happens, beach में only I get a little confused now, I immediately cast the Jamakol chart. And it's
Can we cast a Jamakol chart for that?
नहीं, we can,
The case for which I am telling about.
नहीं, we can cast that, but the thing is, ये देखो अभी मैंने कास्ट किया. So you all have to जो 4-5 मिनट है for all of you.
हाँ sir.
चल ठीक.
Can I give a brief about this person?
You give till then I will make this.
This person is married approx I think 10 years, and father-in-law has asked me for tarot reading, and he was telling that today is the marriage anniversary, but the person is out of India I think, or out of state, and I don't wanted to name the person, but the daughter-in-law, we are seeing daughter-in-law and we are very much upset. So from I think quite a while we have noticed that both are not talking to each other, and we are too much concerned about this thing. They have 2 kids also.
Okay. Manasi bhai. Okay. So here, this is the chart which we have got here now. Basically, if you see, Moon is the Hora. Okay. Udayam is here. Kavipu is here. Okay. Now, Moon has already crossed. So Moon has gone to the 12th house. So this Moon is the 5th lord of Soch. 5th lord of Soch has gone to the 12th house, where Aruda is also there. Correct? Snake is in the 11th house of Ichhapurti. Correct? Snake is in the nakshatra of Moon again. Hasta. So Soch, I told you, something related to the 5th house will get connected to the Rahu. दिख रहा है इधर? And it is connected to the 11th house of Ichhapurti. Kavipu is in the this thing of क्या बोलते हैं, moon,
Soch.
Soch में, and it is in the nakshatra of Saturn. So again some Gupt activity, correct? And Saturn is going and catching Venus, which is the third lord and the eighth lord. Again, eighth has come up, like what Chitra was saying. Venus is in the nakshatra of Mars.
सर सिर्फ होरा से स्टार्ट करेंगे कि होरा इज मून, दैट इज मेंटल दिस थिंग, बिकॉज लाइक शी सेड दैट ही इज ऑलरेडी मैरिड एंड नाउ इट स्टार्ट्स हैपनिंग, तो समथिंग टू डू विद दैट.
I normally first catch the Hora Lord only, because that is the ruling planet just now, so it will tell something. So basically, Moon is trying to tell something. Moon is the fifth lord, so something related to Soch, and Moon is also emotional. Na? These people must be emotionally disturbed. Otherwise, unko, why would somebody be suddenly different like that? Then, if you see that Moon, fifth lord, has already crossed this thing, has already crossed the Udayam. It's gone to the 12th house here. Correct? It's going to the 12th house rather. Then you have to see any exalted, debilitated. So Saturn is debilitated. So the 12th lord is debilitated. You understand what that means? So 12th lord is debilitated. That is one important point. Saturn is in the nakshatra of Venus. This is relationship. So your question is whether this guy is gay or not. That's what you're asking, is it?
Actually, in my reading, there was some third-party connection which was coming out. First of all, I checked whether the lady is involved with some person or not. So it was pretty much coming clear.
The female.
The father-in-law was talking about his son and daughter-in-law.
But who is the one who is abnormal? Daughter-in-law or son?
I had a doubt in my reading. It was coming that the default person, the faulty person, is coming as a son, because what happened is that the mother-in-law had a talk with the daughter-in-law that what is the issue which is going on between you and my son. So she said, the daughter-in-law said that please ask your son itself. I will not say anything. So from there, the statement which came to me now, I thoroughly checked what is going on in relationship of daughter-in-law. So it was coming that she is not involved somewhere. Because of that reason, I was quite confused whether this husband is involved with someone or not. Because the lady was not coming in surrounding. So I thought it might be that some male person is there in his life. That is the point. Because of which I connected to you, I thought better to ask you and clarify.
But the question is regarding the son, then we should first think on that, right? And then this thing. So this Jamakul chart is also about the son, not about the daughter.
Even if you see sun, the moon is the fifth lord, no? Fifth lord is the sun only, no? Sun means SON, first born sun. So that one is in the nakshatra of the 12th lord and going towards the 12th house. It is not, but why do you think it is gay? It is something that 12th house related issue is what he cannot do. ऐसा लग रहा है मेरे को जस्ती करके. I don't see.
मुझे रीडिंग में मेल की एनर्जी आ रही थी सर. जब मैंने उनका रिलेशनशिप स्प्रेड देखा ना, जो उनके बेटे का है, मुझे तो इशू देखना था दोनों के बीच में कि बात क्यों नहीं हो रही है, क्या रीजन है. तो मुझे वहां से लव अफेयर की एक एनर्जी आ रही थी, पर फिर बहू का देखा तो उसमें क्लियर आ रहा था कि कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. सन की जब देखी मैंने, उसके स्प्रेड में कंटिन्यूटी में मुझे मेल की एनर्जी आ रही थी, इसलिए मुझे लगा. या तो फ्रेंड है जो बहुत ज्यादा टाइम स्पेंड करते हैं अपन कई बार फ्रेंड के साथ और उसके वजह से हैम्पर हो रही है मैरिज लाइफ.
See now, if you see this, this is the Udayam. First of all, like I told you last time also, you have to understand Udayam is the mother-in-law or the son or the daughter-in-law. Now what
Exactly.
this tells me, just see, the fifth lord, which indicates the boy, okay, is moving to the 12th this thing, and that moon is in the nakshatra of Jupiter. बरोबर.
राशि और नक्षत्र सर.
Nakshatra of Jupiter. Ne, Rashi also Jupiter, nakshatra of
Okay.
Jupiter. बरोबर. So moon, which is basically the fifth lord, which tells of the sun, S-O-N, ladka, is in Jupiter. Jupiter happens to be the 12th lord, natural 12th lord of bed pleasures as well as moksha. Okay, it is going to Aruda, which is telling you the cause of it. And if you see here, this is the sun, beta, जहां पर कविपु बैठा है. Kavipu is in the nakshatra of Saturn. Now see the fun of it. ये अगर let's call it the husband, okay, मतलब the boy, उसका wife किधर हो गया, ये हो गया, which is again Saturn. If you see moon in some sort of a crisis, snake is seated in the house of his wife, which is in the 11th house of Ichha Purti and gains. This fellow has got some problem, medical problem, because of which they are having a unban.
Also, Kavipu catching Venus, which is the eighth lord, so maybe some kind of an that issue, you know, गुप्त organs का कुछ issue हो सकता है.
क्या क्या?
Kavipu catching the Venus, which is the eighth lord.
Kavipu catching Venus, which is the 8th lord, correct, and it is in the Mars, which is the second and
Mars.
9th lord.
Right.
Correct. So, and it is, see that Kavipu will tell you the secret. So Kavipu is basically seated in the 5th house. So something related to that boy is only the problem. Correct. That Kavipu is seated in Saturn, which is indicating his wife. So some problem this guy has with the wife. What is the problem? Mercury, which is coming in. Now Mercury again can be a khada anda over here, because it is the 4th and the 7th lord. So 4th is Sukhasthan and 7th is a partner. And Mercury can mean Paraya or Parai. So it doesn't, so I don't know whether it will indicate that he has boy to boy sort of thing. It could be some other girl also. Now I want to check if it's a girl, then Iska, if this is a guy, Iska 5th house will show the extramarital affair, right? Which will be this. This is ruled by Venus, or Mars.
Mars.
This is ruled by Mars. And Mars is basically in his Sukhasthan.
Right.
And this, if this is in Rahu, this thing, then he's done. Yeah, it's in Rahu. This is in Rahu. So there is some hidden activity that he's doing.
So extramarital affair is going on.
But I will properly analyze this and put it on the group. ये जरा मैं हवे में करूँ, मेरा दिमाग
और sensitive topic है थोड़ा.
हाँ, sensitive. Because see, now you want to find out whether it is a boy to boy वाला thing or it is some boy to other girl वाला thing, like that.
सर जैसे बॉय टू बॉय हो तो कौन से ग्रह से कौन सा ग्रह का कनेक्शन देखते हैं?
वो थोड़ा मुझे करना पड़ेगा basically, but the 5th lord seated in Rahu. Before you open the chart only, I told you it will be something related to 1st house or 5th house and Rahu. So that is showing that Rahu over there, and it is also in a house where Saturn is exalted. So Saturn is Gupta activity. Now the thing is, it's a, I don't know, I'll have to whack my brain on this, whether it is some other girl or some other boy, but there is some other person तो वो नक्की है, उसके वजह से उनका झगड़ा हो रहा है, because of which he cannot do his H12 वाला things properly, ऐसा है वो, or he's not interested in that H12. That is what it is showing.
सर थोड़ा सा आप देख के बताना, फिर
Yeah,
ये
sorry.
डिस्कस करेंगे इसे.
Just now, I just have some 1 hour's work, so packing.
No, no worries.
Analyze this and
Either
send
we
it.
can check it on next class also, this chart.
I'll analyze and put it up today. The next class we can analyze it further.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Chalo.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Take
you.
care, all of you. Bye.
Bye bye.